Yeah. Rent is overdue, notice tack to the pine door. Kitchen cupboards empty, baby crying on the floor. You're juggling two jobs, barely scraping by the day, while the neighborhood whispers, judging choices that you made. But look into the glass, see the woman, not the struggle. You carry heavy worlds, building kingdoms in a bubble. Don't let them define you by the balance in your bank. You the architect of grace, got the credit in the tank. Child, keep your head to the sky. Tough roads ahead, but the spirit never dies. Child, let the morning light in, stronger than the heartache. Let the healing begin. System stack high, locked doors and bitter stares. They wanna break the roof, pretend like nobody cares. You're teaching him to walk, teaching her how to stand. With nothing but your grit, you holding the entire land. Every gray hair is a map of the battles that you won. The shadow is heavy, but you're chasing down the sun. Your worth ain't in the struggle, your value is the goal. Locked inside your marrow, brave and uncontrolled. Child, keep your head to the sky. Tough roads ahead, but the spirit never dies. Child, let the morning light in, stronger than the heartache. Let the healing begin. Keep pushing, you the foundation. Yeah, unbreakable. Yeah. Yeah. FBA, that's the wave. Hey, yeah. Clean walk, head high, whole room feel that glide. FBA with the stride, got that calm, that pride. Fresh cut, fresh frame, never chase, no the game. Speak slow, move sharp, making room when I step into place. Go green, steady gaze, truth talk, no fake phase. Real love from the queens, cause they see how I carry my days. Stack wins, locked in, storm come, I don't bend. Built from the heat, still cool, that's the kind of man that don't pretend. You can see it when I enter, that quiet kind of power. Every move a little cleaner, every night a little louder. Yeah. FBA, that's the way. FBA, that's suave. I walk in, they look twice, cause I got that FBA sauce. FBA, that's the way. FBA, that's suave. Real ones know the whole room shift when I step, yeah, with that FBA sauce. Tailor fit, then them crisp. Sun on skin, wrist lit. No need to holler too hard, my presence do a lot of the lift. Mama talk poison grace, Papa talk stand my ground. I can laugh, I can lead, keep it cool when the pressure come round. Girl say, boy, you smooth when the baseline hit, I don't move. Just that same unbothered look, like I already knew I would. Win the room, from the block to the boardroom. Same soul, same code. Black American man, carry history in the clean ass code. When I enter, that quiet kind of power. Every move a little cleaner.
is going live. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you for showing up. Appreciate you. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Scott Free Morning Show. I am your host himself, L. Scott. People, I appreciate you for showing up. People, I know it's not morning time where you're at probably, but hey, it is morning somewhere. People, it is it's Friday. All right, let's get the energy up. Matter of fact, let's play a little bit of music again. Let's get the energy up in the room. Matter of fact, let me switch it up. We're going to play a little FBA. Matter of fact, FBA is going to be a thing.
Love deep, move
gonna be a thing
right.
today.
When I show up, it's respect.
Conversation's gonna come up.
Stay bright.
Yep, right up.
FBA, that's the way. FBA.
All right, let me stop. We're going to have a little bit of that conversation today. We're going to have some conversation about some other things too. Hold on, let me get that out of here. Let me put that right there. I like that. That's a bump right there. That's a bop. People, anyways, welcome back to today. It's Friday. Today we're going to get this thing popping. We're going to get this thing going. We're going to get this thing moving. I just want you to come on in, hit the like button, hit the share button. Let me know you're in the room. Say hey, say hi. I want to say hey to the people back. I want to say hello to you too. I'm glad you're here today. I promise you. You couldn't have been anywhere, but you chose to be with me, so I appreciate you. So anyways, people, just like every other day, we're going to have a conversation about a topic, and then we're going to talk about some other shit all around it until we just make it all one big pie that makes sense at the end. That's what we're shooting for. Hopefully we get it done today. Some days are better than others. I'm just going to be real and be true. People, so the main topic of today's show, though, is going to be based behind this show that I ran across. I ran across this video. Of course, when anybody does anything, there's always going to be imitators. There's going to be people who want to cash in on the game. And right now, the game is this white tea lady is doing something like a Jubilee or 20 verses. If you've seen any of those, this is what this basically does. Now, I've never seen this platform before. But this platform, I think it's called Digital Social Hour Podcast, by Sean Kelly, right? So they did this conversation. There was a black brother. He looks like he's a Muslim or something like that, but I can tell you he is all about black folks. And he's having conversation with 10 conservatives, which is basically meaning a whole bunch of naysayers of black folks are just making it up. So we're going to have a conversation of basically a recap, a review of what they had to say, because there was a couple of points in there I felt like the black man in there could have really just shut them down and moved on, because truly black folks are owed reparations. You can't tell people their family built the entire nation on their back and then they ain't owed nothing. No, that argument, we ain't going to ever leave that one. And I don't give a fuck how far the debt goes. How many years pass? Fuck that. Best believe your student loan debt, remember they told you they passed that on to your parents. I mean, your children. Your children get that. That's what they said. Anyway, hit the like, people. Hit the like button. I share it live. I appreciate you for showing up. I definitely love the fact that you guys decided to come holler at me. Good God, I can't talk that. Came to holler at me today. But before we get to that conversation, like we always say, we're going to start in a couple other places first. We got a lot of things that came up in my timeline this week that I didn't get a chance to talk about. So this time, I want to take this time this evening to have a conversation about a couple of these things, because a couple of these things is really relevant to what's going on in this world. And first things first, before I say anything, hold on, let me refresh the page. I want to make sure I got everything that I need. Hold on. Okay, before I get started with anything, let me say this first things first. Okay, wherever you're watching it, I appreciate you. Hit the like button, hit the follow button. If you're on TikTok, you cannot see what I'm ready to put on the screen. If you are new here, unfortunately, I cannot show anything. I can let you hear the audio, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to hear the audio, and then I'm going to do my commentary. Boom, back, bing, you got it. All right, so in this conversation, I want to start it with Miss Gladys Knight. Miss Gladys is on stage. If y'all didn't catch this, Miss Gladys on the stage just as confused as ever. Miss Gladys is up here, don't know where she at, who she should be with, and she should be somewhere on somebody's porch, basking in her later years, but yet and still she is out there on that stage. What did that tell you? People, if you were here earlier this week, I said this once before, and I'll continue to say it over and over and over again. Entertainers have sold us a bill of goods. No, unbeknownst to them, I'm not gonna say unbeknownst because they know it too. We've been told about the good as this is where the money's at. There is no money there for the average entertainer. Like earlier this week, I held a piece. What's his name? Eric Bonet. Eric Bonet was out here basically online. He was like, "Hey yo, I just want to let everybody know, for to make at least $500,000 a year as an entertainer, you probably living in rare air. Like less, you in like 1% or less makes that amount of money. So all the entertainers, he's like, unfortunately, they make no money. Was it Melanie Fiona? I saw her. She basically said, hey, yo, I don't know if y'all know this, and I don't know if I'm giving away the game, but most people are paying to be on, they're paying to be on TV. Not people are inviting them on. She was like, nah, sorry, hate to tell you, they just, people trying to pay to stay relevant. Man, there's no money in this. And Miss Gladys is proof. Miss Gladys don't supposed to be on tour no more. Miss Gladys don't supposed to be singing no more. She has obviously gotten too old for this. This is unfortunately, and they need to let her go home. But this is crazy that we ain't making enough money to survive off of. And I know what you're going to say, a lot of people, that's their fault. No, it's not always their fault. I've made a few dollars in my day, and I've lost a few dollars in my day. And I know a lot of times, the money that I lost, it was just pure ignorance is the reason why I lost it. See, people, we got to start understanding that the game, again, as I always say, is rigged. Your goal is not to prove to others that you are really being mistreated, because they know it, and they're gonna continue to act dumb to the situation. So since they're gonna act dumb, and since you can't act dumb with them, just don't do this. You just got to try. Your best bet now is to just try to figure a way to find a crack in this bitch and slide your way into success, whatever that means for you. Whatever that means, if it means traveling abroad, making enough money to just kick it and don't do shit and hang out for the rest of your existence, or if it's being a superstar, I don't care. I'm just saying, whatever that looks like for you, you should be able to do it. That's what black people should be trying to focus on at this point. Now, the reason why I think that we still should never give up the reparations fight, and that's why we're going to have this conversation today, is because that motherfucking debt is old. Excuse me, I shouldn't be cussing. I told myself I wasn't going to be doing no cussing today. So what I want to do is, I want to have that conversation, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But I just want to say about Miss Gladys. Miss Gladys proving my point from earlier this week that there ain't no money there, and Poe Miss thing out here just struggling. Can I show you this guy? Let me see if I can show you guys. I'm gonna see if I can show y'all on TikTok. Almost. Hold on. Miss Gladys, y'all can't see it, but Miss Gladys out here struggling. It's fuzzy as hell. But Miss Gladys out here just struggling. Out here looking like my grandmama, just toe up. Anyway.
Matt and I are constantly talking.
Listen, people. Now, before I get into the main topic, can we go down that tinfoil kufi, that conspiracy theory? Can we go down that hole just before we get into the main topic? Can we do it, people? Can we do it? Yes, we can. Shit can't. Yes, we can. Let's do
Talking about Malthusian theory.
Malthusian theory. I know.
I'm sure you are.
Okay, let me set the stage for my TikTokers. Let me see. You see, that's Tom Hanks. That's Mr. Big himself. It's basically a montage of individuals from Mr. Gates, if you know who I'm talking about, from, he linked in, he doing some stuff he ain't got no business doing, allegedly. Then you got Mr. Hanks, that I heard he all throughout the files that he done left the country because he's, oh shit, he ain't gonna get me up. So I done heard about him. You probably have heard the same thing. And they're gonna give you more montages of people. And I'm gonna try to narrate this thing as possible, as good as possible, for my people who I can't show it to them. Go over to YouTube, 300 Radio, on the number 1. That'll be the space to go to. But no spaces, just put it in 300 Radio on the number 1. It'll pull up this beautiful face of mine. Anyways, so I want to play this video for you guys because I truly think that as we fight over, let me say it this way before I play it. As we fight over petty things, as we fight, and I'm talking about amongst black folks ourselves, I ain't talking about nobody else, I'm talking to my family. As we worry about who's gonna get over on who, we just worry about some of the most craziest things, and I just want us to know that while you're doing that, they're setting the stage. They are setting a stage and we're going to take the grunt of whatever that stage is going to look like. And I just want to play this video. So let's just see what. My man got a kufi on. Tin foil.
It says it on one of the coffee cups I was given. You know, when I was at junior college, Chabot Junior College, we finished a history course, and the professor wrote up, you need to learn this word. He wrote up the word triage, which represented, I was told, the concept that eventually the world will have too many people in it in order to subsist on its own. And that stuck with me for a long time, and that's what Inferno is about, the quantum physics of overpopulation.
That's gonna get better. He's doing a lot of that music is killing me. But come on, just rock with me.
In an instant, there could be too many people on the planet Earth, and actually the math does add up.
The World Health Organization has decided that we have 90%.
Okay, it's too loud. I can't play this way because I think y'all can't hear it like that. But so let me move on from this. But I'll just say this. These people have told you, we're going to do a whole episode. Fuck it. That's what we're going to do. Whole episode about it. These people have told you what is coming. We just are not paying attention. And I'm telling you, look. Let me say it this way before I move on. So, you mean to tell me, well, you got people planning to drop some kind of virus on the, allegedly, potentially. You got food shortages happening because there ain't no food out there anymore. This stuff is like edible plastic, allegedly. I don't know. So it's all this is going on. Water is just evaporating at like an exorbitant amount of rate. It's going away from here. So you got all of this happening at one time, and then you got your person in office. Now he gonna agitate. Now I'm gonna tell you. You're going to hear about this soon if you ain't heard about it already. He's ready to agitate people because now he's ready to go out here. He done rename Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario. I think I said that right. He done renamed it to Lake America. Now everybody named Mama going to be talking about what he talking about. And I don't care. I am at the point. I am no Democrat, no Republican. What I am is this. I am a sensible person. This world, look, I care about what happens to us. If these people drop some kind of virus on us that we can't get over, oh my God, people, come on, man. And that dude, the little dude with the glasses, Mr. Gates, that's all we're gonna call him. Mr. Gates has said it multiple times in multiple ways, and this bitch, he'll say it in a way it actually sounds like a good thing. Like on this video, you can't hear it, and I'm not gonna play it because the music's too loud, and I don't want to interfere with the show. And again, hey, what's going on, Miss Brittany? I don't know if you heard me. But I don't know if people understand the way this thing is. These people. Okay, Bill Gates has said it multiple times that we need to depopulate. And he'll say it in a way that sounds good. Oh, we need to do this. And the wording is great. I wish I could play it. But the wording is amazing because if you ain't aware, you're going to believe this. Oh, this is some good shit. He's trying to help the world population. No, look. We can't be, let me say this about the world being overpopulated. You do know they're talking about melanated people. You want to know how I know they're talking about melanated people? Because who has a zero birth rate? Someone does. So you're not worried about overpopulating anything if you are struggling to populate yourself. You're talking about somebody else's population. My thing is this. If you are declining, other groups are declining because they're not the only ones. Then why are you out here worried about the depopulation? It seems like it's happening by natural selection, doesn't it? You get what I'm saying? So I don't understand what is this fixation on let's remove some people or let's remove the ability to have so many people. Why are you doing all that? We struggling. Remember, we need to keep our numbers up. No, you talking about my numbers. And again, it sounds good if you ain't paying attention. I'm paying attention. Fuck that. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Oops. Sorry, guys. Doing all that cussing. Sorry. Let's move on. All right, let's do it. Ow.
Switch that shit, Scott.
All right, I surely will do it. What's next up?
This city is 90% us.
Man, shout out to Keith Lee. Oh, that man, brother. Shout out to that young. Listen, man. The world has told black folks every which way in Sunday. We don't care nothing about what you got going on. that Gary, Indiana is still in the blackout in a lot of different places, and then nobody ever talked about it. None of these people that say they love you is out here even speaking about these people. That's a whole fucking town, man. So shout out to Keith Lee for being out here putting out game, putting out work. Oh, God, him and the dude in Texas, I can't think of his name right now, offhand anymore right now, but shout out to them brothers for going door to door. Oh, I told myself I'm so with it. This is what we have to do. I say to myself, I'm so inspired moving forward. That's what I'm doing. We're going to put our boots on the ground if we need each other. That's what we're going to do. That's the new manly thing. That's what we do. We start organize this shit. We get together. Fuck, skip up. Good Lord, I can't stop cussing today. We're going to stop worried about waiting for these folks. We're just going to band together. Get the brothers together. Let's go do it. Let's go put some roofs on Miss Mary's house. That's what we're doing moving forward. Anyway, so I want to say shout out to Keith Lee. Is he out there giving storm relief to over 4,000 people again? That's what you mean. You know what I love about Gary? Well, not about Gary. What I love about Keith? He knows his fan base. He knows where the money and the fame and the attention comes from. And instead of thinking you better than or thinking you above them, no, I'm gonna ride with the people who put me here, cause I ain't no different than them. That's what I like about that, bro. Bravo to this brother. Bravo to him. I appreciate it. Let's give him some love. And say, I don't normally give that much praise, but I love anytime somebody doing some shit for the nickels. I do. We almost at the main topic. Hold on 1 second. We're going to get that.
Switch that shit, Scott.
All right, let's go.
This morning, 163 missing children were recovered over a 5-day operation that ended.
Let me set the stage for you, family. Okay, family. All right, so on the screen, I currently see 163. Get off screen, girl. I see 163 missing Florida children were miraculously rescued. You want to know why? Because 3 men. Three. I wonder what you think they look like. Who they look like. Where they from. TikTok. I bet you, you know who I'm talking about. Well, they was arrested because they had already taken them 163 agents from like the infant age all the way to, I think it's like 17. Trafficking them, all kinds of things. You know what's crazy? You know what's ironic? You want to know that just befuffles me? It's why the fuck we never hear about this in mass number. Why isn't this on the 6 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news, 11 o'clock news? Why this ain't all over here telling us, oh my God, this is an epidemic level. This is what we would be at if this was black men. These men are grabbing people by the hundreds. Do you realize that they're so fixated on us that they walking around in the backwoods looking for you, pulling you over for bullshit, giving you tickets? You know how I know it's BS that they pull you over all the time? Because every time I go to traffic court, no matter what city I'm in, no matter what state I'm in, it does not matter. It's full with nickels. But it's always, oops, it's just you two, y'all just commit the crimes. Y'all, this is what Officer Tatum said. Y'all just be committing the crimes. No. This shit is so funny to me, these people. So I just want to say to the people, listen, that am I the only one that notices that we get projected on? They want to tell us about Chicago, again, I've never been to South Side of Chicago, but all I know is that every black person in the world is from the South Side of Chicago, because they're gonna go there to tell you how much crime y'all are, how crime written that you are, you gangbangers. And then these people got hundreds of people get taken by 3 men. Just storing them. Saw the family. What was it, a couple of weeks ago, family, we was talking. There was a whole family had taken like a whole bunch of people, and they had them in the basement. They were down there starving. Them done all kinds of strange things to them. They ain't the only one. Then you got another case where there's a group. I can't. What's it like? What they call it? Telegram, some shit. But I can't remember now. But they had a group of these like being by the 1,000, 40,000 something. No, it was hundreds, like 700 of them. So I can't remember how many it was, but a whole bunch of mothers was out here beating on their black wives. They were like, what in the world? This is. Then now you got people allegedly or unallegedly just leaking stuff out their mouth into black people's food. No, we're not evil. No. Nope, you people are delusional. That's what it is. You know what I knew what it was? Family, I knew something was off. You know what I did? So we gotta set the mood, family. Let's set the mood. I'm sorry, I hadn't even set the mood. Please forgive me. Hold on a second. Let's set the mood. Hold on. Let's do this. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Let me do this. There you go. There you go. Let's do that right there. Let's set the effervescence. Let's get this going. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now we cooking. We cooking now. Let's move on. Let's get over where we at on time. We okay. Yep. Let's get into the main topic. Let's do it.
Switch that shit, Scott.
All right. So first things up, like I said at the top of the show, we're gonna get into this conversation between the young black brother. I've never seen him before, but one thing I'm gonna tell you. So I watched some of this. I haven't even seen all of it. I just thought it was a good thing to cover. And if it gets boring, we'll move on. Believe me, I got a lot to talk about. But one thing I'm gonna say before I get started, if you can see this brother's demeanor, yeah, you can tell this nigga like, I don't even fuck with them people at all. I don't fuck with none of them people. That's how he look. And every time you're talking to him, it's almost like, what the you gonna ask me another stupid Anyway, so let's go and get started. All right, so I'm gonna get this started. Y'all, we're gonna pause in between the middle. Hopefully things point. Let me pull this chat around. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button. Share the live, people.
Is that America owes black people reparations and land, not apologies.
All right, and Elder Josh, you go ahead and take it from here.
So in preparing for this is a topic obviously people talk about a lot. I did watch you on Jesse Lee Peters. Appreciate always being able to know about folks before it comes, so that way we can have a more engaged discussion.
Appreciate you naturally. Appreciate you for the love. Appreciate who else? It's just natural. I want to make sure I don't miss nobody. Follow up. Appreciate you, Pepper. What's that? What's it? Mr. D. Come on, pause. I appreciate it, though. I really do. Appreciate it. Hold on.
A quick sort of yes or no, not a gotcha, just to get us on the same page and everybody else watching this. In your book, I believe you're largely critical of the U.S. government for causing harm to the black families. Is that true?
Feeling like you're... Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oops. Uh-oh. My head clicking shit. Hold on. I tell you, we don't do ads. We don't do them ads. Hold on one second. Here we go.
Critical for causing harm to, in my book, largely critical. I wouldn't say that's true.
I laugh because from what I can see, I'm an old dude, right? And it says Mr. D. So, pause. if I see that correctly, it's just that for me, I just don't feel comfortable with saying that per se. You know, that's just me per se. But you know, you like it, I love it. But there's no harm, no foul. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, is it? I guess I'll probe a little. Is it your position that the United States government has helped or harmed the black family, particularly through I'm sure you know where I'm going with this.
Through systemic racism, they have caused harm to the black family. Correct. Yes.
All right. So one of the bullet points we'll hit on, just to get out of the front, it is fascinating to me that you will appeal to the same institution that caused so much harm to your community to try to rectify it. On the numbers, doing the math, it looks like the number you're looking for is about $22 trillion of reparations. So if you had what you were asked for spread out, I believe across about 40 million, is that roughly correct?
No.
Okay, what is
you said 22 trillion?
Yeah, and it was based off of when you're on Jesse Lee Peters, you said 300,000 to $1 million, and I think it was 40 million that would be receiving it. So I did rough math on that.
Yeah, I said for me personally on Jesse Lee Peterson.
Okay, so you don't believe it should be equal. Do you have a rough total number?
Well, you want me to start? I can go over like different numbers.
I apologize on that one. If it's going to go deeper,
we're going to pick it up, people.
I'll get to the heart of it, and then I'll hand it over, my friend. Well. So there's another group that the United States government has fucked over pretty hard, and that's the Mormon.
Now, hold on. He's ready to give you the equivalent of Mormon people to the struggle of black Americans.
They were driven from New York all the way out to Utah. In fact, the oldest building in the state of Nevada, where we are today, is the Mormon Fort. It's the oldest, not only is it the oldest building here, but the Mormons themselves abandoned it. And then a lot of the prosperity that went on, including with the way the railroad came into the town, was all based off of that Mormon fort. And so the broader criticism I have about your entire foundation on this is that when Mormons needed to heal from a literal extermination order in Missouri, 1838, Mormons were to be driven out by any means necessary, an actual religious state-sanctioned genocide on U.S. soil.
Actual? What the fuck? Okay.
They currently are one of the wealthiest religions in the history of humanity and occupy disproportionate
we gonna get there, Brittany. We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
representation in the U.S. intelligence community as well as all over the world. So what I'm telling you as an Ephraim.
No, what I'm going to tell you is this, sir. How? Okay. First and foremost, I will tell you, I will not say some shit I know when I don't know. I know a little bit about the Mormon background. I know the bullshit. I know about that little guy who came up with it and all of a sudden he was Jesus. I mean, yeah. I also know that they went out there, first and foremost, this whole story about the fort and all that's hockey. That whole school story that you told us, fuck all that. We don't believe none of that shit no more. None of us do. Put that stuff you learned in history class, kick that shit out the back door. It's gone. You don't need none of that. None of that's bullshit. All them buildings and stuff, I can give you class example. I just read recently, some of the early explorers of the Utah area described this. When we showed up there, they had half-empty apartments there that was ready to move into. First and foremost, who the fuck knew that they had apartments? I thought you had TPs. Okay? Two of them, if they half-empty, bitch, who the fuck was in the other half? Come on now. You got to look at this stuff. I'm not making it up. Look it up. So that's why I say he's hawk-plucky. But we're going to talk in the context of the bullshit. We're going to talk in the context of what he's saying, okay? All right, okay. That's what we're going to do. In the context of what he's saying, he's trying to imply getting pushed out and say, hey, you got to take the fact that you want to have 16,000 different wives and you want to slap them around. I don't know what they be doing to him. I didn't know I watched Cody on Sister Wives or whatever it is. I just watched how his ragged him up. I just only know him. So yeah, I went out there and I know you Mormons don't like niggas. I know you say it's a curse to be a nigga. I know that. That's another thing. Them two things I know about you people to be true. So I know that you went out to Utah. Let's just use your story. You built up this whole beautiful place. Utah is basically Mormon to the point that y'all got y'all own institution, BYU. You got all this stuff out there. Y'all got this going. And you want to say because y'all went out there and did it under persecution that y'all need nickels to go out and do the same thing. Okay. Now, sir, I want you to tell me with that conversation you just said, I want you to say this to me, though. Can you give me the equivalent of the town like a Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Durham, North Carolina, or Rosewood, Florida? I can keep going if you want me to. Seneca Village, New York. Do you want me to keep going and talk about, can you show me the equivalent of the places in Utah that the Mormons got destroyed every time they built something for themselves? Because if I can tell you this, being that they were millionaires in Tulsa, Oklahoma, being that the fact that they were nothing but builders and they had all industries that they were involved in, means that we would have been probably at a black metropolis by this point, being 100 years later. Can you show me the equivalent of where Utah's have been fucked with? No, they have a whole state. So please, sir, you're going to have to miss me with I'm going to discredit you by saying other people suffered too. I don't give a fuck. Pay me. That's what we're going to have to keep getting back to that conversation. Anyway, keep going.
Ephraimite is that the way forward is Christ, and if you work together to build things, you guys don't need the institutions to make right the problems that the institution created.
Sir.
You're done.
Whoa. So, sir, so who else the fuck do I supposed to talk to? This is your United States government, means the people that you tell me you want me to pay taxes, the people you tell me you want me to abide by your rules and your laws, the things that you want me to act like the shit didn't never happen, and you don't think you owe me something? You raggedy motherfucker. You tell me. That's your argument. How you gonna ask the people who did it to you for something back from it? Nigga, don't you want me to live? Do you want me to go and cut your throat? Excuse me. Whoa, ooh, I got a little lost myself. Oh God. Ooh, let me slow down a little bit. Oh, I love TikTok shop. I do. Oh, entertainment purposes. I tell you, natural. Live, let's pop it off. This is crazy. These people net balls. All right, let it keep going.
Yes, sir.
So your argument, let me make sure I understand your argument firstly.
Yes, please.
You're trying to say that Mormons in America have experienced the same amount of systemic and racial oppression as black people in America?
So what I'm saying is they faced a genocide, meaning they buried their dead with cold frostbitten hands because the United States government drove them out of where they were.
Did he just say genocide? Again, the story that we have been fed through the history books of school is bullshit. BS. But let's go with the story. All right, what the story is, genocide, meaning you brought 12.5 million people over on the boat, you said 12.5 with loincloths over their pee-pees and their poo-poos. Through treacherous cold weather, we went so many people past, you just threw them overboard. That's not the G word? Okay, they got here. You said in your own paperwork, it was easier to work them till they were no longer able to breathe and import some more. It was cheaper to do that than to figure out how to give them a healthy enough diet to survive. That's not a G word. With the G, and is with side. G-side. Is that what you're telling me? Is it not the fact that you took and you dropped God knows how much amount of kilos of crack cocaine in the black neighborhoods all over the country on purpose? And then removed their men and women by the millions off the street. And then you sold it back to us in movies and television shows and books ever since. That's not a G side, sir. See, I get sick and tired of these people jumping in front of your face trying to compare motherfucker to what the hell we go through on a day-to-day basis. No, sir. No, ma'am. He can blow me. That's what I would say. Anyway, let's keep on.
And I'm not offering a moral judgment or an equivocacy on this. What I'm simply saying is that if you care about your people and you believe you've been wronged, and I agree with you, beyond all right, I think the biggest tragedy here, if we're going to look at numbers, is the complete destruction of families. I believe families are the central unit of a functioning society. Black families have been torn up.
Remember, let me give my people some heads up. Whenever them folks, let's go and say that, whenever them folks is talking about family, they just blowing smoke all up in your patootie because they ain't talking about nothing. Family means nothing to these people. Nothing. The only reason why all of them folks are winning and we losing like that is because that's how they cloak themselves away from you. That is how they keep the wealth away from you. They have to do it as a collective bill. They don't even like each other. Those men don't like their women. Their men like their children, and the women like the boys and the other men of other races. Allegedly. I don't know. I love TikTok shop. I do. So what I want people to get is, people to see, can we please stop with the BS and the lies and all the games that we be playing? Because people be playing games like this ain't real. Like this man ain't blowing smoke like this right now what he's saying. I'm sorry, Natural. I love TikTok shop. Let me stop.
Apart. There's not a dollar that will fix that. There's no dollar amount. We could call it $100 trillion. It doesn't repair that. That's, I believe, something sacred that's been destroyed. But since we're mere mortals here on Earth, and there is not $100 trillion waiting around to be doled out to rectify historical injustices, going shoulder to shoulder and helping each other build wealth is what's worked for the Mormons. I'm just saying, if it's helpful to you, perhaps that's a point of consideration.
Okay, so my claim is that Black Americans have clearly been systemically and racially oppressed significantly more than Mormons. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't think it's relevant, but I am going to disagree.
Okay, so name one Mormon slave in American history.
So literally they were being executed based off their religion, and Can
you name a Mormon slave in American history?
No, I can't.
Were there any?
So in this moment, we're comparing now slavery to execution. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
No, I have to come in. Even though this is a moderator, he's losing the argument and he needs saving. So let's make sure we kind of balance this thing back out. Bitch, sit your ass there and shut the fuck up.
Can we say both are bad, or do you think slavery is a better path than execution? Or how would you weigh those?
Well, I want you to tell me about how someone you saying that they just genocide ended up getting their own state, their own city, their own lakes, their own institutions. Can you explain to me how do people go from that to this? And they just let them go and go do it. And they will never enslave, but they just wiped them out. So we in our history books, if I go look this up, they're going to show me in these history books, in your lie books. What we're going to call them? We're going to get history books. We're going to call them lie books. When you go in your lie books, moving forward, in your lie book is going to say, yes, in 1804, they were literally lining them up and then plucking them off and then burying their hands. No. You going to tell me about some people that they didn't like, and it's going to be 12, 14, 20 of 100 at best. And then you're going to try to put that 100 motherfuckers against, as you said, excuse me, we conflate it because it's millions, but hundreds of thousands, against a whole slave population of people. I'll just put it that way. That's what you're saying. Again, sir, can you show me, since we keep making the subject, because they keep moving the goalposts as we go from it. This is about reparations, but for some reason we ain't even got into that conversation at all because he wants to compare some 3, 4, 5 people. No disrespect to them if they did. There's no disrespect to the dead. But I don't like fucking comparison. But why we can't talk about the situation at hand? Why you need to compare me, bitch? You need to address what the fuck I'm saying other than trying to compare me to someone. This is about whether I deserve reparations, not whether or not there's a comparable motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. Matter of fact, that's how I probably would start with. You know what, first and foremost, I don't know how someone else's atrocity, I have to take theirs into account. They need to take their own goddamn claim up with the United States government then, don't they? That's what it sounds like to me. Now let's get back to the fucking point at hand. And the point at hand is this. Nigga, yes, we owe reparations. Bitch, what are you talking about?
Genocide versus slavery.
Slavery was a genocide.
Okay, I could agree on that.
So when you bring up Mormons to say what Mormons are doing today and how they are successful and they didn't rely on the government, it's important to establish whether they're equal or not to the form of systemic racism and oppression that black people went through, especially when the claim is that black Americans are owed reparations of land due to slavery. Mormons didn't experience slavery in America, so they can't be logically equivalent. That's a logical fallacy, even bringing that up to say what they went through. They didn't go through slavery, even if we just start from when America was founded in 1776 to 1865, which we know slavery went past that. Which, it went past 1865, correct?
There's slavery right now. You don't give a shit about that.
No, that's not true, and you don't know that. So it's wrong for you to put that claim on me. Correct?
I disagree.
So I don't give a damn about slavery right now?
So we're spending an awful lot of time right now talking about you asking an institution. This
is when I tell you, when you're talking to people like this, they never address the issue at hand. They're going to talk all around it. I am not here to hear you, sir. I am here to deflect and debunk everything that you say with my life. That is my sole purpose. So for me, I'm going to ask the question when I sit down and say, so now I'm going to say the reason why we're doing this is for what? Is your sole purpose, is it for clarity or is it to be right? I'll ask it before the first person sit down every time. Is it for clarity or is your purpose to be right? Because if your purpose is to be right, then I already know you're going to be disingenuous no matter how fucking far you need to go to be right in this conversation, and I will treat you as such.
This is the prompt. You're owed reparations. To go more sophisticated with it, but given we'll keep it clean. What I'm saying is your cause is just. Your pain is real. I agree with you. What you're appealing to is the same institution that fucked you to fix it. That's incoherent.
Okay, so the claim is
Who do you talk to then, you raggedy motherfucker? So what you want is, okay, so basically, so let me get this straight. Let me just make sure I understand what he's trying to say. So, okay. So we live in the place. The people who actually oppress you is the exact system that I am living currently under. And if I do not comply and capitulate, you will cease to either imprison me against my will or eliminate me against my will. And then you wonder why people just say, okay, let me try to basically appeal to your fucking humanity in this situation. And your response is, why would you ask me when I did it to you? Because you told me, and the way that you applied, matter of fact, that would be a question, because I don't want to project. I would want him to tell me the truth. I would ask him the question. I would say, are we in a post-racial America? That would be my first fucking question for this raggedy bitch. So if he said yes at the beginning, and if I had to come back, I would say, your punk ass told me This is a post-racial America. Do you not think a post-racial America that a group of people that you refuse to repair should be repaired? A group of people that you said that you enslaved, you buck broke, you did all kind of horrendous things. You said, if I listen to your raggedy fucking story from your lie books, that you took our women and fucked them so much that we phenotypically don't even look like what we used to look like on the continent, is what you said. And you think that you get to walk away with no psychological repair, no mental repair, no spiritual repair, and you still think that you're going to terrorize me every day since 1865 in other ways? And you paid the motherfuckers who did it to me? And I don't supposed to think that this is something's wrong here? Who should I appeal to then, sir? What should we do, sir? Do you want me to ride out on them? Are you going to ride with me since it's an injustice? You're basically telling me, I know it's an injustice, but why are you talking to them? Cool, you ride with me? Nah, I ain't doing that. Then shut the fuck up then. Excuse me.
Whether or not the United States government will give it to us, the claim is that we deserve it. Do we deserve it?
My blue chew gold just kicked in. Sir.
Oh shit. Hold on. That's a good question, brother. Good question, my brother. Good question. Hit that fucking button. Anyway, appreciate you guys for coming in. Hit the like button. Share live, people. I appreciate everybody for coming on in. Like you said, they've been crapping on brothers' lives so heavily lately. You know they've been shitting on me. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to stop the show. They done told me that, look, basically, you're not algorithm friendly. So we're going to block your stuff. You're talking about too much heavy stuff. And I get it. If I went ahead and talked about fluff shit all day long, we'd probably be thriving. But, it is what it is. How you feeling, though? I appreciate everybody, again, for coming on in. Y'all family. I appreciate it. We're going to talk about it. Hold on. Get it back on. Hold on.
Well, it's America owes.
America owes Black Americans reparations and land.
So it's not about deserving. It just says America owes, which would...
See, again, you see how, again... she's impartial, she's just there to mediate. Then can you explain to me why your funky ass talking right now?
Which would be a actual, like, something needs to happen. It's
so,
not whether you deserve it or whether it's right or just. It's America owes. Like, I owe you $5. There's a reason I owe you $5, right? Doesn't matter if it's deserved or not or justified. The point is I owe you $5.
Yeah, from a standpoint of like just being how can I say reasonable. It's my stance that they're synonymous. It's the same thing. If I loan you $100 and I say, hey, you owe me $100. I deserve that $100 back. So it's like the same type of thing as the stance that I'm saying. So just for anyone in the room. But
I would disagree with that because words are very important when it comes to especially making prompts. And people read your prompts exactly as they are understood. And colloquially, we understand the word owes as in there is something due.
Okay.
Right.
So she wants to be a technical motherfucker. All right. So she gonna be technical. You're gonna find out something she ain't gonna do. She not gonna G-check now this little white T-man say. She ain't gonna feel the need that let me interject right there and change your it to dit. Anyways, I want to say to her, since you want to make it about words, to make it semantics, you said it's Black Americans owed reparations. Hell fucking yes, we owe Black. Yes, you can use it. You want to use deserve. You can say owed. You can use whatever fucking adjective you want to use, bitch. It is what it is. Why is it owed? Because free labor is owed for the free fucking labor. Then your government also said we owe you 40 acres and a mule. And just chose not to give it out. Bitch, even your country said it's owed. Your foreign nation that you so happily, if I ask you, bitch, if you are part of the being that you part of the United Nations, I know you be happy about that. You gonna say that? They gonna say, them motherfuckers said it too. So everybody around says it, but don't nobody want to pay it. Yes, bitch, it is a debt owed. Not deserved. When they get my mind slapped shit with something that deserved the money. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, guys. Hit the like button.
Right, not justifiable or deserves or so on and so forth. So I would just center that in that if he's coming to the conversation with the word owes and he wants to run on the narrative of you're reaching out to the government, that the very one that, as he said, fucked you to pay you, right, for these. That's the prompt that he was giving. So it makes sense where he's going with that.
Perfectly fine, because I could do that one too.
Okay.
Just based off the explorations in economic history as a source, the 2024 peer-reviewed study estimated the yearly slave productive output in 1800, 57.6 million, 1810, 77.6 million, 1820, 106.7 million. I could continue. So we are owed money for, free labor that built America, but just whether or not America.
And they even go as far to make this argument now. Well, at the time it was legal, so unfortunate. Motherfucker, you know what I don't like about that? Because you bitches go back in law and back in time and change shit all the time. Bill Cosby, we want to get him. Well, let's just change the laws and you can go backwards and get him. Wait a minute. So change this one now and go back and get it. I don't want to. I don't care what you want. Look, for the people who say, and it's a handful of raggedy Negroes running around here talking about this is a post-racial America. It is. It's actually some idiots to say that, right? And believe it. That's the crazy part. Not the coons that just be saying it because they getting paid. I'm talking to the people who actually believe it. It is, guys. Chad and Bart's my best fucking friend. Shut the fuck up. What of them, right? The problem with this is this. If we lived in a post-racial America, the only way you're going to get there is one way only. That is, you're going to have to repair the damage that you caused. No amount of money is... I don't give a fuck. What you can't tell me what's going to repair me. I'm telling you, okay, well, how about this? How about we try it and see what happens? If it don't, I'll come back and tell you, you were right. It didn't repair me. How about that? How about you never take that as an option, bitch? You just keep telling me shit or running from it. This is two things you know. Your politician doesn't ever want to talk to you. He's always running from you. You ever notice that? Every time someone has to corner these motherfuckers to talk about reparations. You have to bring it up in a random conversation out of the blue. You know what, Miss Harris? It's just, it's just amazing to see a sister girl go out here. Hey, what do you think about reparations? And then that's how you got to get them. Because none of them wants to talk to you about this subject at all. You want to know why? Because none of them wants to do it for you. Why, though? Why? I thought we was a loving America and we love you and you just misunderstood how we treating you. I know it feels like the police are just beating on you, but what it is that you just be getting out of pocket sometimes. And then the other times, those few that you see do it, I know it's 30 of them a week. It feels like it, but it's a few. It's just a few. Don't believe what your eyes see, okay? When you see all this going on, the people beating on the kids, all this stuff is just ironic. That's what, and you know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. My husband told me. There'll be some old white bitch say some shit like this. They say your algorithm thing on your computer is if you start looking at something, that's all they're gonna show you. So you probably just be looking at a whole bunch of bad stuff that these few 3 or 4 white people be doing. But the rest of us out here just baking cookies. Shut the fuck. Man, whatever. Again, there's no black and brown coalition. There's no black minority coalition. There's no black and nothing. Everybody and their mama like to other themselves from us. Don't nobody want to say, I'm with you, brother. I ain't never in this shit from nobody. Nobody ever says it. And 2, nobody ever go up in the tree that ain't us. They'll tell you about one obscure motherfucker that went through something. Oh, no, what about Jamie Ananana Dule? He went through it. I get it, bitch. It happens. But you don't talk about the statistical anomaly when the rule is me.
Will give it to us, which is, I think you're getting at, the same system that oppressed us. They may not give it to us, but it doesn't change the fact that we are owed it.
Well, so you're wearing an institutional title today, doctor. I'm wearing my heritage as elder. Goes 9 generations back, which means my culture has studied and reflected every Sunday and more and passed on learnings and understanding.
He's lying too. Every one of these motherfuckers is a heritage American. None of them is. All these new booties. Your family just got here. You don't know who your grandmama is. You know something that's funny? I'm be honest with you. Let's be honest, y'all. And don't think I'm fucking with you, because you're going to believe me when I say this. Think about all the white people you have contact with. Say if you're, naturally, you look like you probably was on the cheerleading squad or something in high school. So you probably chilling with some of the white girls, right? You around one of them. You got that going on. So you got this happening. You random brothers. You play basketball, so you out here playing ball with them. So you know a little bit about them, this and third. Yeah, I bet you something y'all ain't never heard these motherfuckers say. Oh, that's my cousin. Now you know Tasha and Keisha cousins. Oh yeah, that's Keisha cousin. I think that's Keisha cousin. Yeah, but you don't never hear. These people ain't never got no cousins. They always heritage. These people just got here. We don't even know where they came from. So please miss me with that. I'm 9 generations. Shut the fuck up. So where was you at before them 9? Where was you at? So if you can go back 9, he should be able to go back further than that. Why he can't go back further than 9? Since you got all this recorded history. Bitch, stop lying.
Standings. If I recall correctly, you're an Israelite too, and if I may be so bold, from what tribe?
Judah.
Doesn't surprise me. God's chosen people, yes?
Correct.
Right. So I'm from the tribe of Ephraim. Are you familiar with the tribe of Ephraim?
Now this nigga, look, I asked Google the other day. This is even their own lie website. The lie website they be on. You know what they said? I said, how long has man been around? It's like 7 billion years, at least, right? And then I Google, how long has white people been around? And you know what they say? It said 4.5 years. I mean, 4,500. 4,500. I said, so wait the fuck a minute. What you mean? So my people been here for 7 billion, yours been here for 4,500. Let that shit sink in, right? So can you explain to me how is it if man started 7 billion years ago, I would take a guy older than the man, right? So if God, and if you're gonna take religion as a thing, if this God has chosen people, I don't think he waited till he said, let's go all this 7 point something whatever years. And let's get down to this 4,500. Wait a minute, I saved a special tribe of Ephraim's for all of these people who look like this. These people don't do nothing but lie. They lie, and then they say, lie. But let's narrowly look at the conversation when you're talking to me. I just lie in this little box. Just don't let it.
Yes.
You look like you have prejudice in your heart, my Israelite brother.
Oh, does God have prejudice in his heart?
No, he does not. But you reject the message of Christ, which is that all are equal.
No, I don't reject the message of Christ, and I don't know where that was.
Why is he projected? Did his brother say to yo, when I go in, y'all motherfucking peasants. I didn't hear none of that.
Christ's message, but I don't know if you want to go down that hole, because you could just quote Deuteronomy 7:6 for me, and we could see if God has prejudice or not.
So you're appealing to the Old Testament.
Old and new.
Right. So the New Testament, Christ fulfilled.
Are we talking about reparations, or we see whose Bible's bigger? Pull out your Bible, bitch. My Bible bigger.
the Mosaic law.
The old law. The Mosaic law. Yeah, he
where there were rules for slaves.
He came to.
And where it's okay, in the Bible.
He came to fulfill the law.
Correct.
Not throw away.
And what did Christ teach?
What did he teach? What are you getting at?
To love your brother. To bear one another's burdens.
Oh my God!
Brother.
Did he say love your brother but deprive him of all his resources? Did he say love your brother, let genocide his people, enslave his people, beat on his people, do all this stuff to his people? And he said, then I'm gonna talk slick to him every time I say, I'm hurting, white T brother. Shut up, you ain't hurting. It's in your mind. This is my brother. Fuck you.
And he said,
look, don't have this conversation with me. Let's stick to the fact of the conversation. He's got the brother. You know what I told you to do, right? Naturally, you've been here many a time. You know you done heard this. Ms. Wright, you the same way. You done heard this. These people want you to start in Delusionalville. They want you to go all the way over to Delusionalville, and they want to start the conversation over there. Now, hey, hi, brother. Oh, this is against... Man, if you don't shut the... And get back to the topic at hand. We talking about reparations. Is reparations old? You ain't once told me why reparations ain't old. We talking now about the Bible, when my people had the enslavement 400 years, not even 2,000 years ago. But we having this conversation. You wanna know why? Because we time wasting, because you know you wrong, and you ain't got no footing to stand on. And she's gonna let this ride until he runs out of time, and then he's gonna say, I won. No, bitch, you didn't. You deflected. This is gerrymandering. This is babble. My Bible's bigger than your Bible. And put it up.
He came to save who?
Everyone.
No, he didn't. The children of who?
See, the white guy should have did that because he really don't read his Bible. So he's just talking, And he don't really want to quote things. He only know but the real popular ones. I promise you he don't know what the fuck he talking about. And I know these people will say anything, but he don't know nothing. That black dude right now, I would just keep throwing scriptures at his ass. If they want to go scriptures, I'd keep throwing them at his ass. You a Edomite. You a Bedomite.
Children of God?
Of who?
Are you going to
It's also an eye.
Are we doing Yahweh versus
Oh my God. If these motherfuckers would shut the fuck up and move back to the conversation. Look, this is the deflection class 101. I'm going to deflect some more until I can't deflect anymore. What the fuck is all this deflection for? Stop it.
He came to save the children of Israel.
Ah.
Yeah.
Just one tribe, though, is it? Just the chosen tribe or all of them? To bring the rest of them
but did
to
he
it,
say he came to save people outside of Israel?
The tribe of Ephraim's job is to unite the tribes, to gather the tribes. And so it's kind of, when I was prepping for this, it was fascinating for me that I heard you raise that you were an Israelite and having this discussion. Because you are bearing an historical grievance for which there is a solution that it doesn't appear that you like. You seem to advocate for America to pay for reparations over perhaps accepting the message of building from that which you have. And even giving you example of a culture that
Switch that
if
shit,
we're
Scott.
debating genocide versus slavery, it's a competition where neither side is winning. However, as your brother, Israelite brother no less, I'm here sharing with you some insights that might help you heal your community. You want a check from the government.
Nigga. Okay, is the question, mind you, she wanted to G-check this man on deserved versus owed. This bitch don't move on from whether it's owed or not to his whole topic is now, I'm here to give you advice. And my response would be to, before you start, I have one question before you start. Has your family been enslaved? No. Okay. Has your family ever lived a day as a black person? No. Then none of your fucking advice is going to hit home with me because you don't know the existence of what I've experienced. So I'm going to tell you anything and everything that you say to me is going to fall on deaf ears because you do not know the experience that is me. So what I'm not going to do is have a conversation with you about something that ain't on fuck the topic, ma'am. And I look at this little bitch. Excuse me. I look at her, I was like, ma'am, because he's not on topic, ma'am. He's not. You didn't seem to want to check that, bitch. And then we would go from there. But this whole I'm gonna give advice. I'm just out here now talking. Get your little I went to an Ivy League. I don't give a fuck what you went to school to. You're a fat little God, naturally, it's your fault.
Government, you don't want resolution.
No, I do want resolution, and I'm not dependent on the government to give us what's owed to us.
So why are you even talking?
This is what I would say to him too. Let me say this to him. Sorry, guys. Sorry. How about this? I would then, after I say to him why, I'm not having a conversation on what's owed because I just told you why it's owed and you can't refute it. But I will say also, in addition to, what the does me telling you and your government that you seem to be pom-pomming and pit-bulling for, since you blocking the way from what I need to get from what is owed from my family lineage, the same way y'all get to pass down lineage money, you get to pass down heritage, land, soil, the whole everything fucking else. I pass down the lack of none of that. So yes, I need my shit to be equal to yours. If you gonna sit here and talk to me and try to give me some advice, you raggedy. But secondly, I would say to him too on top of that, you're trying to have a conversation from bad faith. And I know it because he's saying things like he knows the experience. I forgot my train of thought.
About it.
Because it's owed to us. We talk about justification. We talk about what's just. Is this the justice?
So who owes it to you? Specifically, who owes it?
Do you believe in equity?
No, I think it's cancer.
You don't believe in equity?
Yes, I believe it's cancer.
Who owes it to me? The government, the U.S. government, the same institution that made slavery legal owes the American people. The black American people.
So, do you want to go back to a number?
What do you mean go back? What do you mean go back to a number?
So before this, I prepped. I listened to your words. I got to know you a bit. You said for you, 300,000 to 1 million. Mm-hmm. That's your cut of the reparations.
Okay.
Now, of course, you don't see everyone equal. So your fellow black men that suffered the same, and sisters who suffered the same problems, they have the same bloodline issues, the same intergenerational, the same discrimination. Do you think you deserve more than them or less than them?
No, I just don't. The clip you're talking about where you think you got to know me, I said I was speaking for myself because I don't want to speak for everyone else. They may feel that they're owed more than the number that I'm putting on it. So I said 300 to $1 million. They may feel they're owed $2 million.
So you think?
You ask an AI chatbot instead,
So
and it
he's
replies
doing
with a list.
like all of them do, and they argue in bad faith. That's a bad faith argument. What's going on, Ms. Ray? I thought you were in here already. Sugarfoot.
But do you have like a ballpark of what this would?
I don't think it's up to everyone. So there's two things we could do. And William Darity, the economist, Duke professor, he puts a criteria on it. We look at people who can prove that they had an ancestor who was a victim of slavery, and we can look at the 1870 census and we can see this. I already tracked it. I know I have an ancestor who was a slave because I have a great grandmother who was born in 1873. She died in 1984. So it made it real easy for me because my father, my biological father, he knew this person for over 50 years, and we have stories, and it was passed down. So I know how to look at her parents who were slaves,
right?
And I know how to track it, and I've tracked it. So I know I can prove it. So I know I would qualify for it. It also has to be people who identified as black on the census at least 12 years before any talk of reparations came about. So there's a criteria for it, and then those people.
Now watch the white team been going to. How are we gonna, bitch? First and foremost, I think it's pretty easy for all of us. So I don't need to even explain it to you. But second of all, why do you need to know? If I just told you how we plan to do it, just say 8 of us only figured out. Great for you. Now only 8 people getting paid because we were just too stupid to know. Why do you keep throwing obstacles at me? Because you don't want me to have it. And then 2, Mr. New Booty, because you ain't been here no 9 generations. How are you telling me when you got here after my family had already suffered over hundreds of years of this process? No, you benefiting, bitch. You got on a boat, or an incubator, or a cabbage patch, wherever the fuck you come from. So Scott, you swing, I don't know. But you come from somewhere else, and then you come here and then gonna be pit bulling for the people who already been holding it up before you. Bitch, you better.
Will qualify for a certain amount, and it doesn't have to be a certain amount given over time. I think William Darity, I think he proposed that we are owed around for each person between 200 to 300,000. And it would be approximately 40 million people who would qualify. But again, they would have to prove that.
I don't think that's enough. I don't. Not the way. No, I don't. But if you are gonna cut a check for that amount of money, a few $100,000, bitch, that bitch better come with a large piece of land. I'm not lying to you. In addition to, and you can keep that ragged ass education. I don't want that bullshit.
They have the ancestor, so it wouldn't be that number.
So there's 2 legs on that. I'm just gonna lay out the legs. We can pick at them. Leg 1 is.
No, matter of fact, no, I would take your education, free education, because now I got me some money. I'm gonna take your free education, and I'm gonna go to school, and I'm gonna use your little system, and milk it dry, and then I'm gonna bleed the country.
You're still talking in the neighborhood of $10 to $20 trillion, which is a third or so of the entire U.S. budget.
So now I need you to be the economist. Let me go ask you this question, sir. How the fuck did you pull out $3 billion a day to go to war with Iran? You want to know how you do it? We just print it. That's how. You ain't in no debt. Who you in debt to? You tell everybody else. Look, are they in debt to the UN? No. You know how I know they're not in debt to the United Nations? Because when the United Nations says the greatest atrocity that ever happened to man was y'all enslaving black folks and y'all owed them reparations, the United States said, nah, fuck that. You know how they can say that? Because they run the UN. So don't talk to me. We owe China. You know what they'll do to China? China says that they'll drop something on them. Keep talking trash. We'll take our manufacturing away. We'll cut you off. What, India gonna do? What they gonna do? They gonna fight you with their feet? I'm sorry. That was rude. They don't fight. I don't think East Indians fight at all. I don't. So what I'm trying to say is just honestly, this is who we owe money to. We don't owe nobody. The bullet don't owe debts. Did I say it well enough then? Because that's all I'm saying. Bullets don't owe debts.
which means we're going to fuck the entire economy if we do it as check. And I'm not saying that that's what you're advocating for. And I'm even going to go as far as to say the suffering that it's meant to solve for might be worth cratering economy a bit because we have a real problem. I'm not even to say that is intrinsically a deal breaker. But where it just really completely falls off the fucking rails for me here is you're ignorant to the other side of the V. In a lawsuit and litigation, we're saying the law, we're going to use the law. The tribe of Judah likes laws. We like, I believe you say you don't eat pork, you practice to the law. So you like the law. The law requires a responsible party, and it's incredibly lazy to say that it's the United States government when these were individuals that were benefiting from it. And there's
No. Can anybody in this room, and I was stopping right there, can you tell me at any time in this world where a private citizen was allowed to just go out and shoot somebody, rob a bank, and not have the United States government go send somebody? They're not going to go out, if they're taking land, they're shooting people up in the town, you're not going to think they're going to send somebody. Because you're not allowed, because they have their own laws. You're not allowed to go out and just do things that you choose to do. No, that is sanctioned by it, sir. Your United States government said it is okay to do it. That's why they said these states it's legal, these states they are not legal. That means they deemed it okay. So no, you don't get to escape it by saying these were individuals profiting of it. Yes, you're right. Those individuals made those states a lot of fucking money. The same landowners are the same people who are the presidents. Were the governors, the mayors, the attorney generals. These are the people, the landowners. Don't sit there and act dumb to the situation. You know what this is. From small town America to the big time, all the people in control come from old money. These people killed me. Again, when I know you don't care nothing about me, it's because of this. When I tell you what I'm aggrieved by, you give me a new problem that I need to jump over.
so many more contributions to the growth of the American project since the ending of slavery, not the least of which was ending slavery, that you're looking to have people who have not held slaves, who may have in their bloodline sacrificed blood to end slavery, and you want to check. You want more government gives. That's your...
First of all, sir, I want the Homestead Act. I want, when I can get up to 168 acres of land, if I can go ahead and claim it in a 24-hour span. I want that. I want the money. I want the suburbs where I get GI Bills and shit with shit set aside and I'm excluded from. I want that. I want the fact of your people are on social services more than any fucking body in this nation. So who the fuck are you talking to about handouts? I want what you get. And then two, I don't need you to check my shame level when it comes to something. No, what you want to do is make excuses. First of all, we can't afford it. Next of kin, you need to pull yourself. Bitch, I don't need your interjection. I don't need your excuses. I don't need your judgment, motherfucker. I'm owed it. Your laws that you seem to like to talk about so much said that it is owed to me. This motherfucker.
Solution. It makes no sense.
So you said there were individuals who benefited from slavery?
Yeah, slave traders.
Yeah, and
plantation owners.
And they were able to do so. They were able to do so because the United States government, the institution, made it legal. If they hadn't made it legal, they wouldn't have been able to do it. A lot of these things went into court, and the government violated these people's rights. The U.S. Constitution said everyone was created equal. Black people weren't created equal in their eyes. They weren't treated fairly. All of the founding fathers, these presidents, George Washington, they had slaves. They treated people unfairly. Took their teeth out their mouth, whipped them, beat them, forced them to fight each other, buck breaking them in front of their family.
Give him!
That was legalized by the United States government. Even they so-called outlawed bringing slaves into America, and then in 1860 they were still bringing slaves into America on the Clotilda. You had Cujo Lewis, who died in 1935. You had a Matilda McCrae, who died in 1941. These were people who were slaves. This isn't something that's a long time ago. Harriet Tubman died in 1913. You had Fountain Hughes, who died in...
This nigga been reading, boy.
1957. This isn't long. And then they also legalized Jim Crow.
We're here in Hollywood.
So, that nigga, that boy, I've been reading lately. I've been reading up on all this stuff. Don't you try to come. That dude didn't come armed enough like this black man did.
Treated us unfairly, lynchings. Are you familiar with Jesse Washington, the 17-year-old who was lynched in front of a crowd of 10,000 people in Waco, Texas? He was set on fire. They castrated him. They cut off his ears. They cut off his nose. They burned him for an hour.
Yeah, and you're so stuck.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm stuck that this is happening to my people, and then we got them going up today. What was it, 70-some people since last year? I'm sorry. I'm just so stuck. You insensitive motherfucker. Boy, when you sit in front of me, I'm going to have to sit there and say, you insensitive motherfuckers. You do realize they're still doing it to my people today. And then you want to sit back and say to me that I'm stuck in the past? Are you a Jewish man? Since he said it. I'm sorry, I said their name. I'm sorry. Oops, I didn't even supposed to say it. Little hat. Ooh, sorry. Ooh. Let's get some space between that. Since he claimed to be this, I know, I love TikTok Shop. You're right. Let's do it. I love it. So if he claims to be this, then I would have turned around on him and said, sir, should I be able to say that to you because you are still getting benefits from my nation for the atrocity that happened to the people of your family? And my family didn't do anything to harm yours and my tax dollars goes there every year? Should I feel appalled by that? Why you just can't let it go? Why you still talking about it? You got a whole nation out of it. You pulled yourself up. Why you still getting paid for it? Why do you do that? Why ain't that? No, this motherfucker ain't gonna sit here and just sit there and act like these people, all we do, we just pick ourselves up. Bitch, you are the fucking social services baby. Reparations is paid, people don't realize, reparations is paid every year in this country. They just paying the people to keep them off our ass. They paying the police money for reparations. That's that money they got to pay for the city for all the harm they keep doing to black people. They keep doing it when they got to keep going. The laws got to keep changing. They got to keep doing certain instances where they got to change. Everything's constantly happening because these people are so busy trying to avoid giving you something. And again, I have to say, who avoids their debt that goddamn hard? Why? If we can't afford it, did we say you needed 14 trillion today? No, bitch. How about we start working towards, as you say, nickel and diming that debt away? Everyone knows debt don't go away on one big check. If you had the money to pay it on one fucking check, then it wouldn't be called a debt. See, I'm tired of the disingenuous conversations. Why I would say, what are we getting out of this? Because you're just gonna move the goalposts every time. Now I need to just get over it because it happened. Yeah, I named all the atrocities, and this is just a spit in the fucking bucket of what happened to black folks, and you already running from it, and now you want me to let it go? Yeah, okay, I'll let it go. Give me my money, and I'll let it go. Give me my land back, and I'll let it go. You want to apologize? I don't want shit from you. Give me what's mine, and I'll let it go. But see, that's the part where well, no, I don't want to do that. I want to keep it, and I still want you to let it go. Well, fuck you. That's not what we doing.
Then they cut his body up and sold it as souvenirs and created postcards. This happened several times. We go through Emmett Till. We go through all of these different things that took place. And now you're so long ago. The government, we built this country. We contributed to this country.
People don't realize in the 80s in Philadelphia, they bombed a neighborhood. They cornered it off and boom, pew pew, the neighborhood in the 80s. Baby girl, I remember that I was a little bitty boy, but I remember seeing it on the news, thinking to myself, wow, that's crazy. So don't talk to me. No, sir. These people here. See, that's the problem. I said this once before, and I'm going to keep saying it. You know what the problem is? It is this conversation that we keep having with these raggedy motherfuckers. If we stop having conversations with them and literally just deliberately say, no, I'll be that. Well, you need to pull yourself up. When you pay my money, I'll pull myself up. How the fuck am I going to how am I pull myself up with nothing? You got to have arms to come up, bitch. You took my arms. Give me my arms, and I'll pull myself up. Can't you just Can't you just do it with your teeth? No. Give me what's old so I can pick myself up. Guess what? When a person is living on the street, for them to clean themselves and get better, a lot of times do they have to do what? Go to some type of shelter. Why? So they can clean themselves the fuck up. Or when they do that, they need to find a job. What? So they can start cleaning themselves up. So if you got rich off of me, and now you want me to pick myself up, give me what's mine so I can go. This whole, nah, I don't want to do that. You just being lazy. Well, I'm going to I'm going to tell you like this now, brother. I would say don't get too close to me because you're being disrespectful at this point. And see, what you've done is you came in here and you thought that you were going to talk with great diction. Very nice vocabulary. But you thought you was going to talk a bunch of babble and sissy talk and bullshit and thought I was going to sit here and take it because you said it was some pretty words. No, sir. Level of intelligence is not dictated by your vernacular, you raggedy bitch. And I will tell you just like this now, you better get your dumb talking points up out my face.
Black Americans, free slave labor built this country and made banks wealthy. JP Morgan, all of these banks profited off of slavery. I hope you know that.
So
they made millions and billions of dollars.
Position?
We're owed this money. Just because the American government, who treat us horribly, may not give it to us, it doesn't change the fact that we're
anyone who cuts you off with that mumbo jumbo, I'm gonna say like this now. There's no need to have him sit in the chair because now you're having me waste my breath. I don't talk just to talk, and I'll stop. And when she says, "Why you not gonna talk anymore?" I say, "You want me to slap him across his face? Because I don't take disrespect well. So you need to put someone else in that chair. Because no, I wouldn't. No, fuck that.
Owed it. And if you were arguing the other side and Mormons had the significant unfair treatment, you would be saying we're owed something. But you know it's a logical fallacy to compare any group in America to Black Americans and what we went through.
No, I'm saying that you're so stuck in the past. You cannot shake it. And fair enough, it's a horrible past.
Tired of low-quality videos? Fix it.
Woo-hoo. Why you can't pay what's owed? And then I won't be stuck in the past. Why you keep going past that fact? Why you want to keep going past it? Hold on. God damn it.
Literally, there were executions of Mormons. They were literally driven from their homes. They had their property stolen.
You know this, like, he's painting a picture. Like they don't make movies about how they took a woman, injected, I give you a film. They take a movie of a woman in slavery, inject themselves into her, beat her till she's black and blue, wrap her back completely up, drag her out there, put her in a hot box, do all these things to shave her head bald, do all this, continue to do this on a daily basis. And no, unlike a genocide of removing you, no, they continually do this over and over and over again. They have doctors come experiment on your bodies without any anesthesia on purpose just to see you squirm. Don't you talk to me ever about what the fuck happens to somebody's people. I don't want to hear about what happened to someone else when we have been through that. You are talking to the wrong fucking people. See, you go talk to a bunch of people who ain't experienced none of this. But this mother, woo, he would have to get out my face. Woo,
they had their children killed. These are all things that happened to the Mormons. And that's all awful too. I'm sure you'd be reasonable enough to agree with that. But what you're rejecting on its face is the notion that you've already, in fact, let's take it a step further. The United States government has decided it's okay to systemically oppress white men. Are you okay with that? I'm assuming that you like the idea of correcting this.
You're trying to change the subject. That was never.
It's the exact same thing. You're saying the government fucked you over, and I'm saying the government tried to fix it.
You know what? I shouldn't even let this play at this point to this point, because now he has driven so deep down Main Street of Delusionalville. This conversation. See, you see what I told you? I said we go have a conversation that makes no fucking sense, and then I'm supposed to have a conversation with him. And so you know what I would do? I bid you adieu, sir. We're not going to have conversations that are just asinine and makes no earthly sense whatsoever. Just
trying to change the subject.
And you don't like it because it's a good argument.
You're trying to change the subject. I'm not going to let you change it because we're talking about reparations for Black Americans. Do Black Americans, are we owed reparations?
What part of getting favorable treatment in education and in the workforce is not a form of trying to correct the past?
Did we ask? How? I only address this in one way and one way only when people say that right there. Favorable treatment. Did he say, what did he say? Housing? No, he didn't say housing. Let's back that up because I know this motherfucker didn't say housing. Let me see this bitch said. What did he say?
This isn't long. And then they also legalized Jim Crow.
Hold on. Shit.
Segregated. They have the ancestors, so it wouldn't be that number.
So there's 2 legs on that. I'm just going to lay out the legs.
Then they founding fathers, these presidents, George Washington, they had.
Hold on. I lost the damn spot. I don't even know what spot I was at now. Let me see. Hold on.
Into America, and then in 1860 they were still bringing slaves into America on the Clotilda. You had Cujo Lewis, who died in 1935. You had a Matilda.
Hold on.
Form of trying to correct the past.
Favorable treatment in the workforce. Are you familiar with the?
Oh, favorable treatment in the workforce. You mean that every job that you go on has a white manager and a black employee, if at all? Can you show me where in any workforce, where in industry, where there is an all-black office building with no other people in it? Don't sit here and play and talk to me like my intelligence is low. Don't talk to me about things that we give favorable. That motherfucker, if you don't shut the fuck, please admit me in education. Okay, so now, where is it? Show me where the favorable treatment in my education is at, sir. Can you show me where my HBCUs, which are only funded by you and underfunded at that? So you underfund them and overfund yours. Secondly, doesn't even matter. So, okay, I get this great education. Guess what else I have to run into? That white T-man that you said is oppressed because he runs all the industries. How did you run all the industries, sir, but you're oppressed? How does that happen? Because you're hard working. Shut the fuck up. I didn't ask you about hard work. You said you are oppressed. Doesn't matter how hard you work. If you're oppressed, I shouldn't see you working anyway. That's all I see. Can you show me who owns all the industries? Who owns all the sports teams? Who owns all the 4500s? Why does it always seems to be you, sir, Mr. Oppressed? Can you explain that to me, how that goes? Can you explain me how the foreman on the job is a white team? The man who works if this white guy at the office, he's the manager. If he's the white team man at McDonald's, he's the manager. How is this, sir, Mr. Oppressed? No, you just, again, down the delusionalville. You want me to talk to you about this shit. So what we do is, we get back to the topic at hand. Is black people owe reparations? Everything that he talked about, that's been my response to him. Because we're not going to go back to delusionalville. We're going to leave there now. We're not going back. That's what I would tell him. We're going to leave. I'm not going there with you.
The job discrimination.
You're probably the dumbest person I've ever debated in an institution.
And now he's going to crash out. Only because he can't answer the question no more. Now he's going to crash out. Wow, sir. This is crazy how this is I would call him, you a bitch.
Are you familiar with the job discrimination in America? In Long Island, New York, 2022, you had 6,700 black people go out to be law enforcement, go out to be cops. Do you know the percentage? Only 67 were hired out of 6,700. The main cause for discriminating against them was saying they failed a psychological exam, which isn't even fact. It's a professional opinion. That's discrimination.
So why did the United States Supreme Court...
They have the sources, they have the information to where they discriminate on people based off their name. So when they see a name like Jamal Wallace, they put their resume to the bottom of the pile.
So why did Clarence Thomas
favored in the workforce?
Yes.
What sources do you have that black people are favored in the workforce? What site? What source?
Literally, the entire foundation of a word you want me to wrap around is equity, and the United States government itself has given favorable treatment to hire. The Supreme Court of the United States of America recently overturned affirmative action because it had turned into discrimination of simply the opposite kind.
Where's your...
It can feel like the end of the world when you don't have the right video assets. So that's why I use...
Give me a number of how... I just gave you a specific case. Long Island, New York, for people to look up.
You cherry-picked an example to ignore an entire nationwide screen.
You give me an example. You cherry-pick an example.
The United States government gave preferential treatment to agriculture for farm grants, and they were excluding whites. They actually lost it in court.
He's going to say something again has nothing to do with niggas. Didn't you just find out niggas was having to fight the United States government because they were disproportionately not getting the funding that they were supposed to get? Don't sit there and play. Brother, Are black people owe reparations?
And so they were giving preferential treatment. Not to. Oh, I'll give you another example right here in Vegas.
They lost in court.
I'll give you another example right here in Vegas.
Go.
When the great state of Nevada decided it's okay to have pot legal, they allocated licenses specifically for blacks and minorities. That is at.
And there the game goes. And then I would hit him with this. Do you know the minority eats up about 97% of any of those gains that are set aside? Meaning that I'm at the bottom. Meaning that we don't even make a 1% of what they're supposed to fucking get from those set asides. So with you dropping that line, sir, can you tell me the black-owned dispensaries in Nevada? Run them off since we got them. Go ahead. Just give me the black ones since you said this. Let's Google it. Guarantee you ain't gonna fucking find none. 1, 2 here at the most. So don't talk to me about citizen. You just talking again. Everybody throws around laws and this and the third. What's being enforced? You are part of a habitual lying group who lie about everything. You lie, you move goalposts, and you sit back and think, I'm too stupid to understand it. You're not going to insult my intelligence today. Sir.
Not a concession to try to rectify, because that's what they're saying it is. The people offering these preferential treatment in business and academia and in employment and in government programs are saying it's to right historical injustices. Are you so delusional you don't acknowledge that?
That was a concession to right wrongs? That was some form of reparations, you said?
Is it not? Is it not an effort to correct the past?
No. You brought up marijuana, like pot institutions.
Yeah, because
I don't even know if that's true, but even if
right,
it is, that's not a form of reparations.
You're a cantankerous fuck, and that's fine. But here's the thing: the state of Nevada.
He's trying to get the black guy to crash out. And I would tell him like this: "And you a bitch, nigga." But let's just say it like this: you ain't gonna say that in my face outside. I can tell you that. I would tell him just like I say. Throw another insult out at it like this now. I don't respond the way that you're gonna want me to respond. You can call it animalistic. You can call it uncouth. You can say whatever you want. But my foot gonna be between your fucking eyeballs if you keep talking to me like that. You see how I don't care how you take me or how you care about what your words say? Now watch the slick shit that come out your mouth, and then the next time we can keep it civil. But if you don't want to keep it civil, we don't have to. But now, if we're gonna keep it civil, let's say this situation. Give me the names of the institutions that I got. Will you not say that the number one benefactor of affirmative action has been your white woman? How did that happen, sir? Why did something that was supposed to be for my people end up going back to your people, but you want me to act like this shit ain't happening? You want me to put the cantankerous up your ass for that now? I promise you now, I'll kick you in your chest. Oh, I don't like this dude. Oh,
said we have this extremely lucrative
You're not even
program.
an Ephraimite. You're an Edomite.
Well, if we're going to have that debate.
Let's maneuver into closings, gentlemen, and
Dude,
maybe
answer
we can
one
pick
fucking
back
question.
up on
Little
this one
punk bitch.
later.
Oh.
Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, the core argument on reparations is being stuck in the past and rejecting the notion that there's any type of individual accountability or even gratitude for all of the efforts not just done at the academic.
You know what that gratitude shit sounds like to me? This means this. I loaned you $100. Right? Gave you $100. Ms. Right, I gave you $100, right, babe? I gave you $100, and then it's been 2 years, and I done seen you do all kinds of things, go on trips, do all kinds of stuff, but you ain't gave me $100 back. Now, in that time, you did buy me lunch one Sunday. You did give me some chicken wings one Tuesday after work. I remember that. And then I remember one time we went out, and remember girl, you had to pay for that Uber, and remember that time, right? You remember that, right? That's like you saying to me, well, you know I did all those things for you. I didn't think I owed you that $100 no more. Now, even though we've been friends all our life, and I've done things for you just like you've done for me, but you want to pinpoint those few things that you said that you did for just out of love for me should be sufficient for the $100 I owe you. No, bitch, if you owe me 40 acres and a mule, give me what I owe, and I don't need to get your set-asides. I don't care about I need to set aside some. No, fuck that. Pay me my money. That's the problem we have. These people want you to get off subject. No, pay me what you owe me. I don't want to hear about what you think I should owe. This is what I tell people. You know when people mess up in love? They mess up like this. Most people think that when you're supposed to love somebody, you're supposed to you love them the way that you know how to love them. No, bitch. You supposed to learn how that person wants to be loved and then do what they want. That's how you express your love to them, and then they do the same for you. That's how you do it. That's how you understand the person that you are with. You don't get to sit back and just say, I want it this way. Because that's what he's saying. I don't want to do it this way. I want to say I gave you schooling. I don't care what you want. I'm telling you, these are the two factors that I need to get my people out of this situation. And you're telling me, but I don't want it. I don't give a fuck. It's old. See, I think that's why they could never let me be a politician. Because I couldn't sit in rooms with people saying stupid shit like this to me. Because this is how I'm going to have to talk to him. Especially if he gets slick about the mouth. And I promise you, he ain't going to want to see me because I'm going to tell you, you better go out the back door. If I see you outside, I'm still going to see you. Matter of fact, I would tell him, every time I see you, motherfucker, on sight, I'm going to see you. So you best keep some distance between me and you. Yes, that's how I roll. I promise you. Oh, man, he doesn't know how to control himself. I damn sure don't. When a motherfucker talk slick about their mouth, I don't know how to control myself. Oh, I don't. I'm that same dude. I tell people all the time, touch my family member and see what happens. Oh, God, we got a problem. I'm the dude, if something happens to my children, that day is my last day. If I find you, that's my last day. Because you going away from here. And I probably will too. It's okay. But I need for these people to understand, that slick about the mouth shit, no. You see, that bothers that bothers my core.
Level, at the employment level, with the government, and even with just society in general. You could walk up and down the street today in any major U.S. country, and if there was a lynching going on, people, white, black, Mexican, everyone would say this is terrible. I'm willing to admit that if there was a governor like Governor Boggs in Missouri that signed a Mormon Extermination Act today in 2026, my American brothers and sisters would stand with me and say that's wrong. And one of the things that I think is beautiful about the message of Christ isn't that we can avoid suffering or undo the past, but it gives us a path forward. His path forward was to bear one another's burdens, to tend to those that need comfort, and to work together to build Zion.
You know what it would cover my burdens? That $300,000 to $300,000 to $1 million that's owed to me. That'll ease all my burdens. Shut the fuck up. That's what just tell me. Shut up at this point, sir. You ain't talking about nothing. You keep wanting to appeal to my humanity, but all you keep doing is dismissing my humanity as you want me to be humane to what the fuck happened to a handful of Mormons. No, I don't care about that, sir. I care about right now, this conversation was not about Mormons. You've said Mormons more than you've said black people since you started fucking talking. You want to know why you've done that? Because your raggedy ass don't care nothing about black people. Excuse me. Let me take that shot. My bad. I'm sorry.
You don't want Zion. You want preferential treatment.
No, bitch. I want what's owed to me. You don't get to say because I want what you have too, and you got off the backs of my people, makes me want preferential treatment. You raggedy motherfucker.
Your time.
Thank you.
Okay, it's not preferential treatment when you get what's owed to you.
Exactly.
I've run off some numbers. I've cited, economist William Darity, people who spoke about this, done the research on it.
The black guy has. He's gave him references. He's giving talking points. He's giving you reasons why. And the white guy said, nope, I don't think so. I just don't like it.
Black slavery built America. Black Americans in slavery, we built America. We built the economy, picking cotton and allow it to be. So the free labor built America. It happened for, centuries, and, we got nothing for it. So it's owed to us. Everyone has gotten their just due. Native Americans, the Japanese who were in internment camps, people who had family members who were victims of 9/11. We even pay reparations to people who weren't the victims themselves. We gave Native American trust settlements to people today who they weren't alive. They're descendants of the Native Americans who experienced it. So it's only right that we get what's owed to Black Americans, especially if you follow a set criteria. That's not, just saying you're looking for a free handout. It's owed.
And he's really right. You have on the books. This is the situation we in. I would just paint the picture. I'll say, so what you're telling me, sir, is this. You're saying no to black people. But we're saying let's pay the internment camp agents, let's pay fake Native Americans. I said it. I ain't say allegedly, bitch. I know what I'm saying. Fake Native Americans, they get paid money. All the land set aside, casinos, all this shit. They get these little dowries, things y'all don't even know the half of, especially them Cherokees. Oh my God. Rich as these motherfuckers holding that lie. You're doing it, them little hat people over here, which we ain't do shit to, but we paying them reparations every year. Don't talk to me. You basically just said, that's going to get to everybody but you got to be okay with it. That's what everybody sits back and basically saying to you. Everybody getting it, everybody done got it, and you ain't getting it, and you got to be okay with that. Because if you want it, you just ask for preferential treatment. Okay, if that's what you wanted to call it, I don't care. Pay me my money. You're not shaming me on shit. I'm telling you like it is, sir. I ain't going to tell you no other way than what it is. I can tell you just like this. They told us, your student loan debt don't matter. Don't matter if you can't pay it. It's going to pass down to your children potentially because they going to owe that debt. Why? How is that okay with you, Mr. Right T man? That child has nothing to do with what their parents chose to do. Why I'm paying for it? It's just unfortunate it's the law that the law said you owe me 40 acres and a mule, bitch. Now pay me my money. See, again, you can go everywhere. You can find every talking point. But what you ain't going to do is two things. You're not going to talk every talking point and then I debunk it. And then you want to go to humanity by using Christ. And then I say the humane fucking thing to do is to pay me for the aggrievement of my family. Yeah, up into that, I don't want to do that, though. Then you ain't talking about humanity. Leave Christ out of it. These are what's wrong with these people. These people are psychotic. As a matter of fact, I have to bring this up. This is switching a little bit. Let's do it.
Switch that shit, Scott.
I have to switch it just for 2 seconds because I have to play this. Okay. Y'all know this whole Lindsay Clancy thing was going on, right? I want to make sure I get this in here before I do because this is crazy. This Lindsay Clancy thing, this lady has pulled the crazy out of the folks. These women don't lost their minds. Excuse me, guys. Let me play something for you guys. Hold on one second. Let me find this shit. Where is this? Hold on. Let me find it. Because this is crazy when I saw this. All right, hold on. Is this it right? Yeah. Now listen to this, people. Listen to this.
Normally, this isn't an issue. Who cares? But how much money did you make on this case?
Oh, no,
they want to ask my dad.
Hold on, not that.
We live in a very
Hold on.
This week was a bad look for women. First, an absolute moron on the internet said this.
My truest thought on this is that I think that trans women have a more beautiful understanding what womanhood is.
I agree.
I think that...
What? Wrong.
Can you explain? I'm just going to take you down. The only reason why I pivoted from that conversation is it's actually relevant. I'm going to show you that the delusion that these people live in and they want us to live with them and we cannot. See, we have two realities. We live in reality. They get to live, and like I said, Delusionalville. Delusionalville make your women act this crazy. Now, did you just hear that woman say, a man with a pee-pee that wants to put his pee-pee, turn it inside out if he goes all the way, put some hormones in his body that's full of chemicals that makes his body does things, understands what the fuck it is to be a woman more than a woman. Talking about I agree. Now, they will not allow my page to grow at all. They pretty much just told you, L. Dot, just chop it up, nigga. Get offline. We're not showing it to nobody. Let's just stop it. But we gonna platform these raggedy bitches to sit back and make this delusional cuckoo stuff up all this. Oh my God, let me keep going.
Wrong. Incorrect. Then Lindsay Clancy was put on trial for strangling her 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and 8-month-old with exercise bands. And
I didn't even know she did it with exercise bands. This woman ran her children down with exercise bands. And these women are outside saying, hey, Lindsay, I just want to let you know you're not alone. Hey, Lindsay, what the fuck? Whoa. Okay, let me keep going.
Women on the internet responded by posting solidarity videos with her, throwing ice at bathtubs to release their rage, and by protesting on the killer's behalf outside of her courtroom. Everybody needs committed. Then a North Dakota mother.
Oh, it's okay. It's just gonna get worse. She's just the tip of the fucking iceberg.
The throats of her 3-year-old, 1-year-old, and 5-month-old after telling the dad to say goodbye to the kids.
I'm talking over it, but she unalived them too. Did her kids. Here's another.
Only child to survive was the 1-year-old named Colton. I mean, this is despicable. What is going on? Also this week, a crazy chick posted a video of herself to social media pouring hot wax on her children, lighting her house on fire, and twerking. Oh, and it turns out that she's also an illegal alien from Cuba. So she's been arrested and detained. Then there's Jessica Bowie, who apparently went from blue-haired lib to full-fledged supporter. She was just arrested for plotting to BOMB the New York State Capitol and then flee to the Middle East. What a perfect use of free will. I should point out here that as of 2020, according to Pew Research, over 50% of liberal women under the age of 30 reported having a mental health condition.
Family. Every one of the people, because I know you're on TikTok, y'all can't see it. Every one of the people, family, that's in that video is one of them folks. Even that Cuban lady, she's a white Cuban. I don't care what no one says. I don't get the fixation. Maybe I'm cuckoo. Maybe I'm crazy. But when I see them, I get nervous because all I see is liars. All I see is thieves. All I know is the men put you in, like for all of the men that had to have the black and white and Indian and everybody else, women walk on the other side of the street because you were coming. Just because you had dreads in your hair or you were dark skinned or whatever, you just existing and scared to shut up. For all the women who ran, you know y'all should say to yourself, how many times have you found brothers that had 163 people underneath their house? 5 people in there. It's just not what we do. They have psychologically conditioned even our own people to see us as a threat, and these people just look like everyday folks and they sticking you under houses. They women are, you thinking Miss Betsy cool. Miss Betsy just put an exercise band around her child's neck. No, these are not good people. You are being bullied into saying that, and then some of you people think it's true, and I'm thinking to myself, no, I feel bullied into saying it. So, L, are you going to be a good fit for the position? Do you think you can work well with others? There's now a lot of people, I'm not going to lie, of other races. Oh, sure. Yes, Bob, I'll definitely be able to fit right in. I really don't see color at all. I think that first and foremost, too, a good game of golf, it's everything, Bob. And then my insides are flared up. I'm agitated. I'm anxious. I don't feel good because I don't want to do this. I'm only doing it because I need to eat. Because I know that being around these people, stuff goes wrong. Stuff is happening. These people are not nice. Women are falling out of windows at sleepovers. Young fellas are not coming back on boat trips. This is just not good to be around these people. They never want to talk about any of this stuff. They want to sit down and talk about Chicago with the nameless people. But we have names and situations and stories that go all around the country. They never bring them up. For every person that say black people just the most violent people on earth and they just do this violent stuff all day long, you never look on their page and see that when they got the 163 people that stuck them in the house, you got 400,000 people spitting in people's food, dropping all kinds of things. You don't show this. You want to know why? Because you don't want to hold the mirror up to the true way that this world works. You people are horrible. And you want us to be selective and pick out the few that's good. If I know that you decent, cool. But I'm already going to start with, look, me with you, sorry, sir. Sorry, ma'am. It's your fault. You are guilty till proven innocent and not the other way around. Well, they didn't do anything to me. They kind did. If a snake bit you, bitch, you ain't going to say, it wasn't a garden snake that bit you, it was a scorpion. You going to say, bitch, it was a snake. You're going to be leery. Stop asking me to not use my damn nature. My nature says there's harm here. You know it. I'm so sick and tired of seeing these women in these relationships with these men and they running for their lives. Oh, you wanted to call me nigger all day long? Why was you with him, weirdo? What is wrong with you?
And then
I had to pivot to there because then when I saw that video, I'm sorry guys, let me calm down. I've been hyped up like it's just, anyway, let me calm down. Woo! Woo! I need to eat something bad today because this is ridiculous. Oh my goodness, people. It's just people is denying existence. Look, I'm gonna go back over here. What time is it? What time is it? I just been talking my little ass off it. I appreciate you guys for coming in. Matter of fact, should I go over and finish this? I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna talk a little bit. I'm gonna let him go a little bit more. Let's see if he changes the subject. Excuse me. If he changes the subject, we'll go for a little bit longer. Otherwise, we'll call it quits. We'll do it on Monday. But I gotta tell y'all something before I let you go, so you can't leave till we finish. I said it. Hold on. Sorry. Let's get back over there.
Owed to you, but you know, people. You said yourself you don't believe in equity, so I don't expect you to get it. You don't believe
Hit
in
the like button. Share the live, people. I appreciate the people coming in.
fairness. Black people in America, we've been running a marathon, and everyone else has been starting at mile 20. We had to start at mile 0, and then people ahead of us, they don't want to just us to catch up, so they don't want us to.
I will say that, look, and this is just my personal preference, and this is no knock at the brother. I agree with everything he's saying. He ain't saying nothing wrong. He ain't saying nothing right. I just got to say that shit with a little more vigor. You know, that just, you know, I know he keeping his calm, and I'm not. Trust me, I would be a lot calmer in space. I would say my things when I'm talking to y'all. If I was saying to him, I would say these things, but I would say them a lot calmer. I've learned in life, when you say things with your control voice, but you mean what the fuck you say, because I mean what I'm saying, he'll feel it. And he'll know not to keep talking slick out his mouth. He gonna know not to hum through the fucking speak when I'm speaking. He gonna know to keep his mouth shut and open his eyes and open his ears. I don't know why I keep harping on this, but I go back to this. I had to step away for a minute this month.
To get our reparations.
For a limited time.
Uh-oh. Sorry. Hold on a second. Let's get this punk out of the chair.
To one.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Let's get
Thank you, gentlemen. Shake hands and let's move on.
Here we go. Yes.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end, guys. Please hit like and subscribe. It helps us grow the show and helps us get bigger guests. Thank you so much.
I don't believe that America owes people reparation because of multiple reasons. For one, who's going to determine the criteria? Who's going to benefit or who's going to?
Okay. First and foremost, they don't send one of these coons or t'other. I don't know which one it is out here to make a statement. This is unfortunately a melanated brother. So let me just go ahead and say for the family out front, this is the dumbest talking point I've ever seen. Who's going to determine the criteria? The people's family who was here from slavery. How about that? What do you mean? The niggas' families from slavery. You know your family is from here because everyone knows their family is from here. Remember, this influx of foreigners got here after 2000. They know that they people from Nigeria and wherever the fuck else they from. So this I don't know the criteria. Shut up. I don't understand that. So now that we've gotten that dumb question out of the way, can we move on?
Be the recipient of reparation. So are you familiar with who Andre Dufarme is?
No.
Okay, so he was a black slave master back in the 1860s.
And your point the fuck is? So he's allowed because of it. Again, we're not petitioning white slave owners. He is petitioning the United States government who sanctions slavery. You numbnuts. I don't care if a beaver owned slaves. That's what who we're doing. You're trying to skirt from underneath it over a fucking technicality when, dummy, that ain't the person.
And a slave plantation by the name of St. Gufrey. Now, he actually owned several slaves in the dozens, over 77 slaves. Now, you mentioned before that white people receive reparation, the white slave masters. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay. Now, what is your definition of reparation that the white people received?
They got money.
Is that it? The details?
They were given compensation for the loss of free labor.
Money. And they got money and land back. At one point, they had lost land and they got it back.
Okay. So what you're referring to is called the compensation emancipation. which means if someone owned slaves at that time, if you're in a specific area, and there's a small amount of the slave masters, and in particular, Andre DeFord is actually one.
They don't send this nigga out here with marching orders. Get out there and make them sound like the niggas got it.
The beneficiaries of it. So that means that you get $300 for every slave you release, every slave you let free. Now that was put into play. So that was a promise that was signed by Abraham Lincoln in 1862 for them to receive that quote unquote reparation. Okay, that was taken away. Like, are you familiar with the constitutional block of 1866?
I would say to this dumb right here, I would say to him, so sir, are you using the equivalent of a man not receiving money for his free labor is the equivalent of why we should not get paid for the free labor that our family did? So you think because he didn't get paid, man, he didn't even get paid either. Okay, what the fuck you want me to feel sorry for him? You said that you trying to paint him as being this slave owner that had slaves. So what the fuck you want me to care? No, I don't want to have a conversation about all y'all. Know y'all keep talking to me about everybody else but us. Show me what the fuck did we get for the free labor. Show me who else had to suffer from Reconstruction, convict leasing, fake receipt laws, Jim Crow laws, crack epidemic, mass incarceration, underemployment. Can you show me someone who got targeted through their income? That is a target of you, stupid. So yes, I need something for me because you targeted me. And you keep giving me these empty situations about individuals. This is 50 million people here, sir, that are Black American. Do you realize you're trying to tell people who built the most expensive nation in the world, the most wealthiest nation in the world, and got no compensation for it, but the only thing they got was goodbye. Oops, I'm sorry, not goodbye. I'm going to harass you at every fucking turn as soon as I let you off this plantation. I never let up on you at any point in your life. I want you to act like none of that's happening and disregard it and don't ask for nothing. That's what you're saying to me, sir. See, to me, don't sit him in front of me. Go sit your stupid ass down. You have to be ashamed of yourself. Your ancestors who took an ass whooping, if they from here, ought to be ashamed that they produced you. You probably was the house nigga.
The constitutional block of 1866?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so basically they put a block on the 14th Amendment, which means you are not allowed to receive reparation for any slaves that you free. So they put a block on it, which is exactly the same thing that Andrew Johnson did when Abraham Lincoln actually did give Black people reparation. He took it away. They took it away from the white people. So you don't believe that the white people deserved reparation, even though they were promised it, but the Black people deserved reparation?
Yes. Why should they have gotten compensation for all? You know what that compensation was, sir? The free fucking labor. That was their compensation. Stupid. I'm sorry. He's an idiot. So now you got yours up front. Now I need to get mine on the back end. Does that make sense to you? Or do you think they supposed to get it coming and get it going, and I don't supposed to get nothing? This dude here.
I don't think you deserve anything for owning slaves and doing the right thing and letting them go. So that's a logical fallacy unless you believe Black people deserve to be in slavery in the first place. Do you?
No, of course not.
So that's not a form of reparations.
Black people were the only one that was slaves. I bring up this point because one,
in America they were.
Because no, there were actually Indian slaves and there were some white slaves in Texas too.
White slave in American history.
I can't name them, but you can't.
Okay then.
Can you? Do you know who Andrew Johnson is? I mean, yeah, Andrew Johnson is. Anthony Johnson is.
It's Anthony Johnson. Yeah. Yes, I know who he was.
Okay. Who is he?
Anthony Johnson was a man who came to America as an indentured servant. After he worked off his indentured servitude, he was set free. He ended up going to court because he had 3 people in his custody. All 3 of them were supposed to be indentured servants. He went to court. He won the right to keep one of them for a lifetime. That's Anthony Johnson.
Yeah. So 1661, court case actually got passed.
Before even getting into him, I would just say like this, and I would just ask him a question. I said, "You do math well?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay. How about what year did the United States become a country? If it was 1776 and you're talking about 1600 and something, why are you telling me about this situation?" See, just the atrocities from the 17 to the 1800s is enough of what you owe. That's one approach you want to take. Another approach that you want to take is you're talking about an indentured servant, not one of the enslaved people. So why are we having a conversation about an indentured servant? Now you want to make this all about blackness? I thought this was about Black Americans who suffered. Do you realize that the Black Americans, you said Indians, yes, the natives, the black people that were enslaved, they're part of Black Americans now. See, you have to get them. They've been reclassified. So you know this yourself. If you knew this, instead of you sitting your ass in this chair without knowing the full picture, then shut the fuck up, then you would have known they got this reclassified. So those natives that you're talking about are the niggas that you're looking at today. So for him, he's sitting back making all these statements. You're making excuses for the things that happened to my people. I no longer have to give him any respect.
That's the reason why he's the first legal slave master in the country.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was. On paper, he was the first legal slave master.
Hugh Gwynn was the first legal. Hugh Gwynn, fact check it. Hugh Gwynn was a white slave owner, was a slave owner who went to court and did the same thing.
So the fact of it was one black guy, just say he was the first. Fuck it. He's the first. First 10 can be. I don't give a shit. What does that have to do with anything? Your United States government sanctioned the enslavement of my people. What can't you get that through your little greasy head? I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Before him, Hugh Gwynn was a slave owner, a white guy before Anthony Johnson.
Please fact check this.
Yeah,
we wait?
Pop up.
Hugh Gwynn.
But go ahead. It's going to take a little bit. But go ahead and move on until then.
All right. So consider the fact that there were about 37 to 4,000 black slave masters that owned tens of thousands of slaves back in the day. Okay. So what is the criteria? Who's going to receive this reparation?
So the people who are going to receive the reparations are the people who are descendants of slaves in America, not the people who own slaves. Also, when we're talking about black slave owners, are you familiar with Joseph Holloway?
Sounds familiar.
Are you familiar with the statistics on black slave owners? Are you familiar? Do you understand the fact that the majority of the people that they call black slave owners were mulattoes and they were white, they were mixed? Are you familiar with the fact that a lot of the people that they call blacks?
See, this is, you know what? I'm going to end it here. Because let me say, I could do this shit all damn day. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to end it right here in this conversation. Because what we're doing, we're having a roundabout circle conversation. And I'm sitting here letting this mother waste our time too. We're having a circular argument with a bunch of people who are having bad faith arguments. They even brought a little nigga up here who don't know what he talking about. But gave some goddamn some talking points to go out here and talk with. Gave him some names he barely even understand. They don't understand the whole concept of what happened. They don't know none of this. But their whole job is to keep putting conversations in front of your money. The check get cut when we stop talking. So when we stop showing up and doing that, then we'll get our paper. And let me say something else too, before I go. This whole notion that we need other people to survive makes no sense to me. And I had a video for it. Let me see this real quick. Let me see if it jogs my memory. Hold on one second, my guy. And I'm going to let y'all go. I'm sorry. Let me see if I see this thing. Hold on. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Is Fat Boy talking about it? Hold on.
You still shopping in Target? I don't want to hear nothing about no gym.
Lord Jesus. He said, that's another thing. That killed me. You know what? I hate that argument. And I said that I said this and I'll leave it go because I can't even remember what I was looking for now. You know what I hate about that argument? If you still start shopping at Target, you part of the problem. No. We live in a goddamn society that don't give you options. Every time you need a good, it ain't but 8 places in the world they sell it in your area and you got to find it. Oh, Taz, I'm going to get you, girl. I'm ready to close out the show and you just pop your head in here. Oh, we got problems. But what I'm going to say is that I don't like that argument because we ain't got nowhere to go. See, this is what it is. Cart before horse. Don't criticize people for having to shop somewhere when these people have cut the pipeline off to everywhere else you go. Remember, people, look, this is a catch-22. If you're going to get, if Target and Walmart and all these places are part of your United States government because they have so much money they can charge a little bit cheaper for goods than we're going to as small businesses. So then you have people like myself that says, I'll pay a bit more to go shop with my own people because I know that the overhead is a little bit more because you're not industry. But then they said, fuck, some black folks are like him, so let's do the opposite to catch people like him. See, other people use that as an excuse not to do it. It's too expensive, I just got to go there. They got you already. But then there's people like me. So they say, well, how do you get him not to purchase it? How do you get him? How? This is how. Make it where they can't afford it. Make it where if he needs it, he has to get it at the cheaper rate, which will be us. That's what they're doing now. So I just want people to know that if we're going to get from underneath these people, we're going to have to suffer to do it. Meaning, you got to suffer till you build it yourself. But when it comes to yourself, you got to go through everything in your power to make sure you get it from yourself and make it normal. See, I had this video up here I was going to play. It was about the 90s, right? It was showing you how good we had it, but it was how different things are. And see, if we forced our children today who know nothing about the 90s to live like we did in the 90s was fine for us. If you were teenager grown folks in the 90s, you had a good fucking time probably, 9 times out of 10. So the 90s being so good for us, it wouldn't be nothing for you. But for them, all the conveniences will go away. All the food ordering off their phone, all the Ubering off their phone, pick up this off your phone, a cell phone, period. Got to use a calculator for this, got to get a disposable camera for this. You got to send off the film and wait for time for to get that. They don't know nothing about any of those things. And they would crumble underneath them. These conveniences are getting us, and until we let go of these conveniences, we're not going nowhere. That's how I just want people to get. But anyways, I digress. But anyway, people, I appreciate you guys for showing up again. Taz, I'm going to get you, girl. I appreciate you for showing up. But Monday, you better be on time, okay? But But no, I appreciate for everybody for showing up. Again, like I'm your number one I can't talk. I'm your number one YouTubian struggle streamer. And so when I put out this content, just know I do it for pure love. We're gonna keep growing this thing. I should have the app up and going next week. Hopefully I can get you guys over there. And then too, like I said, I appreciate all the love. You know one thing I've learned about this thing? I've learned that this algorithm thing that they have is super tight. These people know they leave nothing to chance. So every share, every like, every follow, everything is greatly appreciated because I know I fall into that category that, you know what I am? I realize what I am. I'm a guy that they say, look, as long as you keep him where he at right now, he'll burn out eventually. No one can sit there and continue at this rate. They'll burn out. So they continue to try to make you burn out. Because I know it's a lot easier to control a motherfucker, but when they don't be seen, when they're trying to stifle that bitch when he does. And I understand that. So I do get it. So I do appreciate the love that I do get. Like you said, I don't take it for granted. I appreciate all y'all. And if anything ever popped off on this end, I know who I rides with. I know who came in with me every week. Ms. Wright, naturally. Kill, Big, Trip. That's a whole bunch of y'all that come here on a day-to-day. We do it. Taz, even though you be late. Brittany. So I appreciate it. Like I said, if I've forgotten the names, I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. It's just that, like I say, it can get frustrating at times. But anyways, I digress. Guys, once the app is up and going, I'm going to work on it this weekend. Hopefully everything is done. That way we can get everything popping and going again. And then I'm going to pull you guys over there. And then that way we can just talk shit. And then two, get ready. Y'all better get your cameras ready. Okay? Because on here, especially on TikTok, they don't block me from being able to share screens. But when the app is up, we're going to be able to go live. So I'm going to see some of y'all faces. We can do panels the whole nine. Yep. Yeah, Ms. Right. That means you got to get on camera. Naturally, you too. Taz, your ass get it on time. We're going to make you get on camera too. Because I know you know. Brittany, I know I'll get Brittany. Brittany be there before I get there some days. I appreciate you, Sugar. But anyway, I appreciate everybody for showing up again. Support the channel, Cash App 300 Radio. Oh, when the name change come, that won't be no more. But Cash App 300 Radio now. I appreciate my people. I'm going to catch you guys on the next side. All right, I'm out. Peace.